If you have a highlighter, please get it out. No. Okay. What I'm going to do is go through the outline, the breakdown of the test. The mixed practice is for you to complete. There will be a video explanation to the problems and kind of reviewing the breakdown as well, okay? Your test is going to consist of 10 multiple choice questions and 6 free response. That's it, okay? Now, it will be. Now, some prior knowledge and prerequisite, we're just going to make sure that you can know how to do order of operations. Oops, wrong. What happened to my highlighter? I keep forgetting this thing doesn't work. All right, order of operations, make sure you can solve for a variable when you have an algebraic equation. And then your definitions, points, lines, planes, and your two-plane intersection postulate. Okay, so, and that's going to be from a figures. Just like here's an example of a test question that I gave you. I gave you the planes, the two-plane postulate. The fact that you need to make sure you know and memorize and pick the right answer choice is that two planes intersect at exactly a line. Do not pick points. That never happens. So I have this kind of horizontal gray plane or vertical gray and light gray. The intersection would be the line, BA or DA or DB, as long as I have 2 points, okay? So make sure you know that fact. Points, lines, and planes, that's going to be, can you read the points, lines, and planes in a diagram and pick the right answer choice? So in this example here, it says refer to the figure. They want you to kind of basically fill in the blank. Point C, D, and E. Yeah, they determine a plane. Because if I look at C, if I look at the line D and E, okay, everyone agree that C is not on that line. Okay, so these points are non-collinear, which basically determines a plane. You have to have non-collinear to determine or to have a plane. All right, so see if you can just read what the question and come up with the correct answer choice for number 5. Try it right now. You're getting your answer by being able to read and determine from the figure. And since they are talking about a line, and this, it's okay to draw on your test. You're going to be able to write on it, do whatever you need, highlight, color code if you need to. And since this is a line containing E and G, I could, if I wanted to, physically go through. Oops, I'm a little off. Sorry. Draw a line through them. Okay. I'm hoping you get D for this one. All right. So that's kind of how I'm testing on vocab. Yes. No, it's not, P is the name of the plane. It's not a point. P is this. Yeah. Yeah, if it's the actual, yeah, there will be a dot. Yeah. All right, so that's vocab on points, lines, and planes. All right, the next thing I'm going to check, you know the difference between intersecting, paraline, and skew, okay? If it's skew lines, it has 3 attributes, 3 facts, okay? 1, it never intersects. This is what we did with the Kleenex box activity with the straws. Y'all remember that? Okay, so they never intersect. What else? Does anyone remember? Not non-coplanar. Yeah, non-coplanar. Not on the same plane. And they're not parallel. Okay? Not parallel. So just make sure on a picture you can pick which ones would be the skew lines. Now, fractional distance of a line segment. This is important. and it will be using a number line for this problem. You will need to know to draw a number line, use what you know about a number line to come up with the answer. I gave you an example here. So basically, it's on a number line. M is at -2, N is at 8. What is the coordinate of P, which is 2/5 away? So that's the fractional distance from M to N. So if no number line is given to you, I think on the test there is one, but I can't remember. Draw your number line, add your coordinates. So we have a -2 and 8, and that was M and N. Okay? To get to my coordinate P, you have to know the length. That's why this is the line segment. You have to know the segment MN. You have to know the distance between them. MN would equal what? Yeah, MN is 10. So now you're going to do 2/5 of MN. So what would I need to do to find 2/5 of the distance from M to N? Yeah, 10 times 2/5. Okay? 10 times 2/5. Okay? 10 times 2 divided by 5. Or 10 divided by 5 times 2. Yes. You'll use these, and I will help you if you have issues with the calculators. Okay? All right, so that was 4 units. Are we okay on that to get to 4? Yes. Just 4 marks. 4, like, units means the amount that I'm moving on the number line. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So make sure you're answering the question, because they want you on your test to know the coordinate of P. The coordinate of P is not 4. We have to find where would P be if I'm 2/5 away from N to N. So that means I'm moving from N 4 units. Where would I land if I moved from? Yeah. That would be 2, because it's 4 units right there, right? So the coordinate of P is 2. Okay. I'll let you get that. On a problem like this, for this next one, both possible coordinates, okay, between line segments, okay? Now, this was like, I think, number 20, no, this one up here was 27 and 24 of your homework. This was like number 12 on your homework, okay? So on your mixed practice, understand your mixed practice is mixed around, so you make sure you understand the concept and no specific pattern. Look at number 24, I think it is, on your mixed practice. You have a 24? On this one, yeah. So if you look at number 24, I'm going to go to it. Mixed practice, I think it's on this page. Yeah, okay, so here it is. Point I is between W and N on a number line. So you're going to be using a number line again. And then it says, if the coordinates of point W is 5, with WI equals 7, IN is 10, find all possible coordinates. Think number line. I say think number line because you have to go to the right of the number line, which is your positive direction, and to the left of the number line. Okay? So start off with your number line. Okay? And we're starting off, W is at 5. Doesn't have to be to scale. And let's go to the right on our number line. So we're moving to the right direction, positive direction first. I plotted that. WI is 7, okay? So if I'm at W, the length from WI is 7. So what would I end up being? Yep, so the coordinate of I is 12. Then I know from IN is 10, right? I'm going to end up running off my line, but that means that N would be 22. Okay, so this is one coordinate. That's going in the positive direction. But on your number line, you could go where else as well? Negative. So if I'm going to do the same thing, now going in the negative direction, if I start at W, Go to a negative direction, still 7 units. Where is I now? -2, okay? Are we good on that part? And then I go still staying in the negative direction, go a -10. Where is now N? Did I do that right? Yeah. So here's your 2 coordinates, -12 and 22. And your answer choices will be 2 possible coordinates. Do we have questions on a problem like this? All right. So back to our outline. Let's finish this up. So I talked about, make sure we know how to read a midpoint doing hash or tick marks, okay? And angle addition postulate, I'll talk about what that skews for. So if it's midpoint, make sure we understand that means you're going to always have 2 congruent segments. Because a midpoint cuts a segment in half, leaving 2 congruent segments. So that's what I'm saying. You have these tick marks here, or hash marks. This tells me a relationship. That tells me that XU is congruent, that segment XU is congruent to the segment UY with those tick marks. So if those 2 tick marks or segments are congruent, then now that I now know U is the midpoint. So on the test, I'm going to say it with words, or I'm just going to say it with a symbol. And you have to be able to recognize the relationship. Okay, so you would need to solve this by substituting the value for each segment. We have 5y minus 12 here. We have 6 minus y here for uy. So since we're going to have 2 congruent segments, basically xu is going to equal uy. So 5y minus 12 is going to equal 6 minus y. Here's how you get partial credit. You can label your diagram. You can set up the equation properly. Then, dot, 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 or over here, you solve for y. Y is going to equal what here? Yeah, 3, okay? So you get to here. Again, then you answer the question, because the question says find xy. So what are we going to have to do now to find xy? Plug it in. Well, if I plug in 3 here, 6 minus 3 is 3. That has a tick mark. This one would also be 3. So xy is 6. If you get to the variable, you're getting majority of the points. This is just a minor takeoff. You just forgot the last step. But you're showing understanding by doing everything else. Yes? Because that's the whole segment. And I didn't put a line because this was given to us. The tick marks were given. Two arrows, so if I'm talking about xy here, that would be talking about the line xy, not the segment. This would be the segment xy. So there's no arrows here. If there was arrows here, then I would have this. No, because when I don't put a line, I'm showing distance or length. So by just putting the 2 letters, I'm saying that that segment equals 6. Yeah. If you only really need to put the line when you're naming it. No, I would not take points off for that. No. Yes. Mhm. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I just added the 2. Yeah. Okay. Angle addition postulate. You're going to use with adjacent angles. And we should know by now if they are adjacent, you do addition. A for adjacent, A for addition. So I will give you a figure. I will give you given information. This is what I call given. Okay. But I'm expecting you to be able to identify and recognize that looking at that figure, you have adjacent angles. Okay. Then you can label the angles. If I have angle ABC, ABC represents the whole angle. So that whole thing is 122. I'm labeling it 122. Then I have angle ABD. I just follow my letters ABD. Okay, that's this small acute angle to the left. I can label inside of it 8x plus 20. That should be an x. That should be a plus. And then DBC, 2 arcs, 22x minus 3. So we can label, I'm giving you partial credit. Then by identifying adjacent angles, we should be able to write an equation. You just want to see what the equation you can write for this? There's more than one. Addition means adjacent means you're adding. So what are we going to add? Yeah, 8x plus 20 plus 22x minus 3 is going to equal, yeah, the whole angle, 122. Or you can simplify and get 30x plus 17 equals 122. Okay? But you need to give me your equation to solve for x. Yes. What do you mean by don't simplify? I have to see an equation. So which one are you giving me? You give me the top one or you give me the bottom one? Okay, so you're fine. Okay, and then you have to solve for x, right? So there's some work taking place. You get to x. That's what I'm checking. Oh, it's 122, sorry. So what would you do at the top one to get to x? I'm just curious. Okay. Okay. There's a scenic route, and then it's straight to the point. You can take whatever route you want. All right. Now, angle bisector. We just kind of talked about that on that last slide. An angle bisector, especially the bisector part, it divides into two congruent parts. Some people say splits in half. Just make sure you either divide by 2 or you have 2 equal parts, because it depends on what I ask. Okay? I like this next question, okay, because this is a very good question to see if you understand what it means, what a bisector is and what it means it does to an angle. Okay, I would start this question. It's kind of very similar to how I would ask it. So, find the measure of angle RSU if ST bisects. So I know the rate ST is the bisector. Angle RSU. The measure angle 1 is 4x minus 12. The measure angle 2 is 2x plus 6. So, if it bisects, that's what I'm saying, it cuts in half. You have 2 equal parts. My 2 equal parts are 2 equal angles. Even though it doesn't look like it, is angle 1 and angle 2. What do we know about those 2 angles? They're equal. They're congruent. So angle 1 is equal to angle 2. You should know that they're equal if we have a bisector. So whether you label it or you go straight to your equation, I'm hoping you see we have this 2x plus 6 for angle 2. And we have the 4x minus 12. And then I should be getting to the 2x plus 6 equals the 4x minus 12. And then getting to x. Okay? Showing your thinking, showing your work. Labeling, partial credit. getting your equation, partial credit, getting to x, partial credit. Okay. Pick your answer choice. So do this problem right now. I haven't done it all the way. I'm just kind of getting you started. I want you to do this problem. Let me see. Where are my lines? No. No. Maybe here. I don't want to open this. It's going to probably act crazy. Yes, it's going to act crazy. Yeah, I know. Oh, okay. Let's do this. Oh, I know I can do. Here's this. All right. And then I think I got it now. Okay. No. All right, yeah, here we go. Okay, so let's say I have these two angles, okay? I can rotate this one. I know it's not drawn to scale, but look, right? Everyone agree with me on this angle? Okay. As soon as I make it an adjacent angle, like if I want to line this up, they have to share a common side and vertex. So I have to keep rotating so that the side would match, right? And then I would create the line at the bottom. So you have several actually linear pairs. Whenever you have lines intersecting, okay, you create, all these angles. Well, I could have a linear pair looking at just 1 and 2 right there, because that would be that line, okay? Or I could look at 1 and 4, just look at that line. Or I can look at 2 and 3. Oops. Let's undo that. 2 and 3. I did it again. Okay. As long as they're adjacent and they're one of their sides becomes opposite rays, they form that line. I hope that makes you see it a little bit better. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Huh? Yeah. 16. Oh. Oh. Can I see it? Oh, so CBF, that symbol is perpendicular. The bell rings at 40, or okay, we have 5 minutes. Okay. And let me see if I can get this thing off. Yeah. Come off. Oh, why did I push that button? Yes, sir. Oh, go ahead and yeah, y'all can go ahead and leave. She can give you one. Um, go to the library. Yeah, take care of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that. Mm. Oh, there we go. At least I can move it. All right, so you asked for 16. Okay, so what the? Okay, so this angle right here, CBF, they're showing you that CB is perpendicular to BF, meaning that happens. Okay, so I know this angle 6x plus 18. Basically, you're just gonna take that and make it equal to 90, and then solve for x. If you have calculators at your desk, I need them to go on the slate, please, so they may charge. Yeah, you can go. And then I need you to, everything's in the boxes, please. Yes.